What's up? Austin Dunham back again. Do you want to learn how to do an L-sit and look like a beast doing so? Then continue watching the video for this tutorial. Oh yeah. Alright, first step, get on the ground. Second step, take off your shoes. Because when you're lighter, the L-sit is easier. Alright, done. Now if you're a beginner, you're going to want to get used to lifting your body off the ground. The very first progression to doing this is simply doing this right here. Just holding yourself up like this. Once you can do this for at least 30 seconds to a minute, then you can move on to the harder progressions. Now keep in mind, I'm doing my L-sit on the floor. If you have parallettes or anything that rises to you, it's going to be a lot easier. But for all strength purposes, I recommend start doing it on the floor and learning it on the floor. Alright, the next step to learn the L-sit is something like the first progression, but it's going to be a little bit harder, alright? So you're going to lift your body up, and then you're going to lift your leg up like this. And you're going to hold it. Hold it for as long as you can. And once that becomes too easy, just start switching legs. So 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds. Basically, just like the other progression, you're going to get used to holding this at least 30 seconds since it's so easy. And once you get good at this, then you can move on to the next progression. Now keep in mind, guys, this is the way I learned it. There are many L-sit tutorials on YouTube, but I'm just showing you guys the way I learned it and how I became proficient at it. Alright, so let's move on to the next progression. Alright guys, the next progression is where it starts to get pretty hard. So if you can't do it, I recommend getting some parallettes or some so that you have leverage. Alright, such as a chair or dip bars, who knows, alright? Alright, next progression. Once you become proficient at doing this and holding yourself like this and switching it, now you're really going to get into the hard stuff. And this is actually lifting your body up and tucking your knees. This is the tuck variation of the L-sit. And a lot of progressions in calisthenics, front lever, back lever, planche, it all starts with a tuck variation, right? Alright, so that's what we're going to do for the L-sit, and this is how I learned it. So basically, you're going to lift your body up, and while doing that, you're going to tuck your knees into your chest. Alright, so this is how it's going to look like. Notice that you're barely off the ground, and that your heels are closed, your knees are tucked. Alright, you're going to want to be able to hold that between 10 and 15 seconds. Since it's a little bit harder variation, it's okay that you hold it for like a lower amount of time. Just remember this, we hold it for 30 seconds. For the tuck variation, only 10-15 seconds and you're good, alright? Now once you can do that, and honestly it may take some time, probably around 2 months to get good at it, then you can move on to the next progression, alright? Alright guys, once you learn the tuck variation, it gets a lot easier. Trust me, alright? Because there's only 2 more steps before you got the full thing down, alright? So remember, once you got this, and now you're at the tuck variation, right? Once you can hold this for like 10-15 seconds, now you can move on, alright? And the next progression is a little bit harder. It's a different variation of the tuck, and we call this the advanced tuck. It's a tuck, but it's more open out, and it's going to give you more strength in order to actually open up your legs into the full L-sit, alright? And the advanced tuck looks like this. Notice it's still tucked a little bit. Knees are bent, but it's not all the way in here, right? It's more, it's out here, okay? Now you're gonna also wanna hold that for like 10-15 seconds. 10 seconds actually should do for the advanced tuck. So learn the tuck, advanced tuck, 10 seconds, and then guess what's next? That's right, the full version of the L-sit. Now, this is going to take you some time between the tuck, advanced tuck, and the full, but stay patient and you'll get it, alright? It took me like 3 months. It took me a good 3 months to learn the L-sit, alright? So, advanced tuck, and then the next progression is the full L-sit. And this is what the full L-sit on the floor looks like. Your core is tight, your shoulders are locked. It's very intense on the triceps. I'm surprised it's not a whole tricep exercise. Most people say it's an ab exercise, but I kind of find it as both. Alright, now you got the full L-sit. What's next? Now you can play around with different variations of the L sit, V sit, and I'm gonna show you what I've been working on, all right? Alright guys, thanks for watching the tutorial. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.